All right, so today we're going to learn about factors and multiples, or the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. So factors are numbers that a number can be divided by. So for example, the factors of 10 would be 5, 2, and also 1 and 10, because all of these numbers go into 10, or 10 can be divided by all of these numbers, so all of these numbers are factors of 10. Multiples are numbers that you would multiply a number by. So for example, the multiples of 2 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So we're going to do these 5 examples about greatest common factor and least common multiple. So example 1 says, there are 1 slice servings of 3 types of cake on a table. Each row has an equal number of servings and only 1 type of cake. What is the greatest number of servings in each row? So that word greatest is a hint that we need to find the greatest common factor of these amounts here. So we have 10, 15, and 20. So we're going to use what's called the ladder method. So we basically just draw an L around the numbers, and then we put a number on the outside that goes into all of these numbers. So for example, 5 is a number that goes into all of these. So then we're going to write underneath it how many times it goes into each of these numbers. So 5 goes into 10 twice, 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 5 goes into 20 4 times. If these numbers down here had another common factor, we could draw another L, but 2, 3, and 4 don't have any other common factors, so we're just going to stop here. Whatever number we're left with on the outside, that's our GCF. So in this case, the GCF is 5. So the greatest number of servings that can be in each row is 5 servings. Number 2, find the GCF of 12 and 18. So again, I'm going to use the ladder method. So we're going to draw the numbers and put an L around it. So I'm going to put a number out here that goes into both of these. So for example, 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 2 goes into 18 9 times. Notice how 6 and 9 have another common factor of 3. So I'm going to do an L again and write 3. 3 goes into 6 twice, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. 2 and 3 have no other common factors, so the numbers we're left with on the left side are 2 and 3. So what we do with these numbers to find our GCF is we multiply them. So we get 2 times 3 is 6. So the GCF of 12 and 18 is 6. Okay, so for number 3, we're going to find the LCM of 2 and 3. So what's nice about the ladder method is you can find the GCF and the LCM. So if we do the same thing, the ladder method, so the only number that goes into both 2 and 3 is 1. So 1 goes into 2 times, and 1 goes into 3 times. So now to find the LCM, least common multiple, you could think of the letter L. We multiply all the numbers on the outside in the shape of an L. So basically all of the numbers on the outside. When we're doing the GCF, we only multiply the numbers on the left side. When we're doing the LCM, we multiply all the numbers in an L. So 1 times 2 times 3, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. So the least common multiple of 2 and 3 is 6. Remember, least common multiple is not the same thing as greatest common factor. Okay, find the least common multiple of 14 and 21. So I'm going to use the same method. So a number that goes into both 14 and 21 would be 7. 7 goes into 14 twice and into 21 3 times. There's no other common factors of 2 and 3, so we can't do a second row. So now again, we're finding the LCM. So we multiply all the numbers in the shape of an L. 7 times 2 times 3. That gives us 14 times 3. That gives us 42. So the LCM of 14 and 21 is 42. Okay, last example, number 5. Ernesto has painting class every 2 weeks. Kamala has a pottery class every 5 weeks. Ernesto and Kamala met at the art building for class this week. How many weeks will it be until they see each other again? So basically we want to find the least common multiple of these and see when they're going to meet again. So we have 2 and 5. So again, the only number that goes into both of these would be 1. 1 goes into 2 twice. 1 goes into 5 times. And because we're finding the LCM, we're going to multiply these in the shape of an L. So we have 1 times 2 times 5. That gives us 2 times 5, which is 10. So in 10 weeks, they will see each other again. So the last thing I want you to do is try the numbers on page 2, on the back of the page, A through G. And then you could refer back to the examples on the other side if you need to review the steps on how to solve these.